America. The Ronald McDonald House already serves 600,000 people each year in dozens of countries, but it's looking to double that number by 2030. And it's just launched a new campaign to reintroduce people to the full range of the services it offers. We have some video right now from the Family Stays campaign. Let's take a look.
In our hardest moments, we found there was a whole community of support waiting for us, where we were strengthened by other families to keep going.
Okay.
You're very brave. Just remember that. Holding each other for the bad news and the good.
Joining us now to talk about this is CEO Kate Fitzgerald from Ronald McDonald House. Thanks for being here, Kate. Can you explain to us, for people who may not be familiar with the services that Ronald McDonald House offers to families?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. So, what we discovered and why we did this Family Stays campaign is that most people, of course, know us, Ronald McDonald House. We're a well-known brand, but when we ask them what we do, they don't really understand what we do. So, yes, we provide housing, but we provide so much more than that. We provide meals and transportation to and from the hospital. We provide educational support in the houses so kids don't fall behind in school when they're hospitalized or their siblings are there. We provide emotional support groups and mental health service access and all that needs to be wrapped around a family when they're literally going through the darkest time in their lives. And as you said, we're in 60 countries around the world. And we really know that we're not meeting the demand either globally or here in the United States. So that is what this campaign is about.
And it's very ambitious, the growth plan. Are there any areas in particular that you're focusing on for this expansion?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, as you all said, we're in 60 countries. Most of our chapters and affiliates are here in the United States. And what we did in our strategic plan is look at where there are pediatric magnet hospitals all throughout the world, which means for us, they're the hospitals where families will have to travel further over time to get care. So, in the United States, since the last 20 years, almost 200 rural hospitals have closed in this country. And what that means, both here and abroad, is that when children are critically ill or injured, families have to travel further. And what Ronald McDonald House does is make sure that those families can access the life-saving treatment their families need and have the support they need. So our plan is really targeted for the growth plans that our chapters have, but really focusing on where we believe demand will be the greatest in the future.
Kate, you bring up a great point about these rural hospitals. Why are they closing so fast? And are you concerned it's about to get worse?
Yeah, I mean, what we know both here in the US, especially, but also in other parts of the world, is sort of two trends. Hospital consolidation. So the economic pressures on hospitals are so great that we're seeing more and more consolidation. And then pediatric specialization, especially in children's healthcare. So what that means is that the good news is technological advancements are getting so great that many of the illnesses that a child may have died from 10, 15 years ago can become chronic illnesses now. But that means that that one hospital is in another state or in another country. And that's why our work is so important and why we needed this growth plan to make sure families can stay there. We are, of course, worried that we'll see more hospital consolidation
Yeah.
in the United States and elsewhere. And that is exactly why we have a sense of urgency around our plan.
Katie, I know you've served so many families in very tough situations as they're dealing with loved ones in the hospital. Any particular stories that stand out?
Oh, there's so many. But I would say one that is sort of exemplifies what we do, especially in developing countries. There was a little boy in Cartagena, Colombia, we met recently, who had a cardiac congenital heart disease. Yeah, there he is.
Oh,
Beautiful little boy. And I've been in that house. I've been in one of those rooms, and his family lives 4 hours away from the hospital and would not be able to afford to stay in Cartagena for this care if it were not for the Ronald McDonald House. And that's something a lot of people don't know about our mission, is that for many people, you can't leave your work and your life and live somewhere else for months on end while your child is treated. you can't afford to do it. And so
Yeah.
what we do is make that treatment quite literally possible for these families. And another mom I met, just the comprehensive nature of our services, is another little baby, Dallas, who happened to actually have the same heart issue. And again, yeah, here they are. This is
Oh,
where this family, she has two little girls too. They stayed at a
Oh,
house, and those little girls got education support. So they didn't fall behind in school. They were there 6 months. And now they have to move to the community where he will need successive heart surgeries for the next several years. And Ronald McDonald House is helping them with that transition. So it's really comprehensive care.
that's incredible.
Katie, before we go, how do you find these families, or how can they conversely find you?
Yeah, so families really find us through our hospital partners. We work hand in hand with hundreds and hundreds of hospitals that we partner with around the world. And so the hospitals are the ones who will refer families to us when children are hospitalized, when children are in treatment. But also if parents and families and others want to learn more about what we do, they can go to ronaldmcdonaldhouse.org. You can find a chapter in any part of the United States as well as throughout the world.
Wow, you guys are doing amazing work and just changing lives. And it's just dealing with the unimaginable and then having that support behind you is just incredible.
And
Thank
I
you so
learned
much.
today that it's international. I
Yeah.
didn't realize. I thought it was just domestic in this
Yeah,
country. So great to learn that and see what you're doing
yeah.
around the world. Katie Fitzgerald from Ronald McDonald House, thanks so much for joining us.